Most people don't lose social value because they do something obviously wrong. They lose it quietly. There is no argument, no confrontation, no clear moment where things change. People simply start responding differently. They listen less. They interrupt more. They stop taking you as seriously as before. And the most dangerous part is this: you usually don't notice when it happens. That's because social value is rarely destroyed by big mistakes. It's lowered by small habits repeated over time. Habits that feel normal, harmless, even polite, but socially, they send the wrong signal. One habit that quietly lowers your value is explaining yourself too much. You justify your opinions. You clarify your intentions. You add context nobody asked for. You're not doing this to impress anyone. You're doing it to avoid being misunderstood. But socially, constant explanation communicates uncertainty. It suggests you don't trust your position enough to let it stand alone. People with high social value don't rush to be understood. They state their point and allow silence to follow. Silence signals confidence. Explanation signals doubt. Another habit that lowers your value is reacting too quickly. You answer immediately. You agree instantly. You respond before thinking. Speed feels efficient, but socially it removes weight from your words. When you respond too fast, people feel no resistance, no presence, no consideration. High-value individuals pause even briefly. That pause creates gravity. Without it, your words pass through the room without impact. Many people also lower their social value by constantly adjusting themselves to others. You change how you speak depending on who's listening. You soften your tone to avoid tension. You mirror opinions to maintain harmony. This feels cooperative, but over time, it erases your presence. People respect consistency more than agreement. When your behavior shifts too easily, people stop orienting around you. They don't know where you stand, so they stop looking. Another habit that quietly lowers value is filling every silence. Silence makes people uncomfortable, so they rush to escape it. They add comments, they add jokes, they add unnecessary words, but silence is not empty, it's expressive. In social dynamics, silence often carries more authority than speech. When you constantly fill space, you signal discomfort with stillness, and discomfort lowers perceived confidence. There is also a habit many people don't notice: over-acknowledging others. You nod excessively. You verbally confirm every statement. You react too eagerly. While respect is important, excessive acknowledgement shifts the balance. It places the other person in the dominant position by default. High-value individuals listen, but they don't overvalue. They allow their attention to be felt, not performed. Another behavior that quietly lowers value is apologizing too often, not for real mistakes, but for presence. You apologize before speaking. You apologize for opinions. You apologize for taking time. This doesn't come across as humility. It comes across as hesitation. Apologies should repair damage, not preempt existence. When you apologize unnecessarily, you signal that your presence requires permission. Many people also lower their value by oversharing too early. They reveal frustrations, they explain struggles, they expose vulnerabilities before trust is established. Vulnerability has power, but timing matters. When shared too soon, it creates imbalance. People value those who reveal depth gradually, not immediately. Restraint builds intrigue. Oversharing removes it. Another subtle habit is seeking reassurance indirectly. You look for approval through tone, through humor, through reactions. You phrase statements as questions. You wait for confirmation before continuing. This creates dependency. People sense when someone's confidence relies on feedback, and dependency quietly lowers status. There's also the habit of constantly correcting yourself. You restart sentences, you backtrack, you clarify repeatedly. Each correction feels minor, but together they form a pattern of instability. Confidence is not about flawless speech. It's about continuity. When your words continuously undo themselves, people feel less grounded around you. One of the most damaging habits is avoiding discomfort at all costs. You retreat when tension appears. You soften when challenged. You disengage when conversations become firm. But social value is built through emotional tolerance. People respect those who remain composed under pressure. Avoiding discomfort may feel safe, but it slowly erodes authority. Another habit that quietly lowers value is reacting emotionally to small signals. A tone change affects you. A pause unsettles you. A facial expression shifts your behavior. This reveals emotional volatility. High-value individuals observe first and react later. They don't allow minor external cues to control their internal state. Many people also lower their value by trying too hard to be liked. They entertain, they accommodate, they smooth every edge. Likability feels safe, but respect comes from boundaries. When you prioritize approval over presence, people sense it even unconsciously. And approval seeking always weakens authority. Here's what matters. None of these habits make you a bad person. They make you human. But socially, patterns speak louder than intentions. People don't measure your value by what you mean. They measure it by how you occupy space. And once you become aware of these habits, something changes. You'll start noticing them in yourself and in others. You'll see how value is quietly gained and quietly lost. not through words, but through behavior.